Hurricane! Shooter take a shot deep. Open target! Her third from left to right. Sets off. Oh, down! Watch who's gonna step. He's gonna go for it. Fell from the sky into Aaron Icing.
Good evening, CFSL. We are live in Boulder, Colorado, as the number 12 Cincinnati Bearcats take on the Colorado Buffaloes in this Week 8 matchup. My name is Cade Padgett. Joining me in the booth is Greg Cooksey. Cooksey, how we doing?
I'm great. How are you, Cade?
Oh, I'm doing great. A little bit of clouds in the sky, light breeze, 80 degrees here in Boulder. It's a great night for some football with some playoff implications for both of these teams. Cooksey, what do we want to see from Colorado tonight?
Well, I just want to see a good, solid game plan, and I want to see a good showing on the part of Sky Sanders.
Yeah, if you're Colorado, Sky Sanders is how you come and how you go. That is exactly what Colorado needs. But Cincinnati going to start here on offense. St. Major under center, empty backfield, three receivers to the bottom, two to the top. Major takes the snap off of his back foot and finds some grass, incomplete, 2nd and 10.
A little bit of a hurried throw there. Major's going to have to settle himself down.
Yeah, we talked about it last game. It seems that we always get a quarterback flying off his back foot and just yeeting a ball into coverage. It's a miracle it doesn't go worse more often, as CC Mucci with the 1-yard loss on 2nd down sets up a 3rd and 11.
Yeah, Rory Lane was not going to be denied getting into the backfield there. He is too big and too strong for that right guard.
Major in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom, back flanking to his left. Motions the tight end to the top of the screen. Calls his audibles, takes a snap. He's looking. He's got time, fires it downfield, has a man. Wide open is his receiver, Aloysius Jeffries, 44 yards, 1st down, Bearcats.
And I like that throw there on the part of St. Major. Just sets his feet, uses his patience, and he finds Aloysius Jeffries.
Yeah, we talked about it between you and me and pregame Cooksey. I'm really proud of myself for hitting that on the first try, so it's going to be a good night.
Yes, it is going to be.
2 tight ends set. Major under center. Motions the tight end from the top to the bottom. Hands it off. Met in the backfield or near the line of scrimmage is Mucci for no yards. Rui Lang with the 2nd TFL.
Yeah, Rui Lang making himself known. I think he's going to be a problem here tonight for Cincinnati.
2 tight ends set, I formation. Major under center, hands the ball off to Mucci. Mucci, broken tackle. Another broken tackle. Clark with 3 yards sets up a 3rd and 7.
And I mean, this defensive line on Colorado is coming for this running game, and really just about everybody in this backfield.
2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Major takes the snap. He's looking. He's got all day. He's got happy feet, scrambling, falling off his back foot, finds the grass, incomplete. Good hold by the Colorado defense, sets up a field goal attempt.
And I would expect to see some better blocking on the part of the Cincinnati offensive line, because the front 4 of Colorado are continuously getting back there and making life miserable for St. Major.
Cairo Rivers misses the field goal. I think that's an epitome of what Cincinnati is. Big plays to their big play guys like Aloysius Jeffries, and sometimes it stalls. Sky Sanders takes the snap, finds his man, Marcus Towns for a 3-yard reception, sets up 2nd and 7.
And I mean, really, this is something for Cincinnati. They cannot continue to have miscues like this. They've got to take advantage of every opportunity they get, and they did not make the most of that last drive.
2 receivers to the top, motion receiver to the bottom. Sanders in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off to his back. Taylor James, the generational talent freshman, for a 3-yard loss. Brandon Chen on the TFL.
And Cincinnati matching the intensity that Colorado's defensive line has had. This might be a game where both these teams are going to have to go to the air tonight, Cade.
3 receivers to the bottom. Sanders in the shotgun. Taylor James behind him. Takes the snap. He's looking, gets pressured, and he is brought down. Sanders sacked for a 7-yard loss. J.J. Stroud, his first of the night.
Yeah, I mean, Chase Stroud just finds his way up the middle because that guy down on the defensive line, Evan McDuffie, just opens up a big hole commanding 2 offensive linemen and gets enough push so that he can get back there. J.J. Stroud can get back there.
So we've seen 2 drives, Cincinnati with a missed field goal on theirs, as Noah Johnson on the 15-yard return to get into positive territory, and Colorado with a punt. We talked about it in pregame. Playoff implications for both of these teams, okay? Cincinnati had their eyes on the earlier game with Baylor, as St. Major is under center, 2 receivers to the top. Hands it off to Mucci, and Mucci gets 1 yard. And we saw Baylor lose earlier, which means Cincinnati, barring a 45-point blowout tonight by Colorado, is the 3 seed in the Big 12. 3 receivers to the top. Major takes the snap. Finds his man near the top of the screen as Ren Chucky for 3 yards. Cooksey, with Cincinnati all but locking up this 3 seed, what do you want to see from them tonight as they go into the playoffs?
Well, I just want to see them stay aggressive, and I want to see them take this game seriously. It's really easy when you have something locked up to want to get complacent and think it doesn't matter, but this very much so matters for Cincinnati, or at least.
And Major is brought down on the play and fumbles the ball. Great stop by the Colorado defense. A little bit of a shocker there. Number 10, Zeus Banks on the sack. That ball is very clearly out, and it was recovered, I want to say, by number 47, Hannibal Rector. Excuse me, not Rector, Rector. As Colorado starts out in good field position. Full house formation. Sanders, play action. He's looking. He fires it downfield, has a man on the comeback, toe tap it on the sideline. Bruno Bones, first down, bus.
And I said earlier that I think that these 2 teams are going to have to start going in the air because the 2 defensive lines are just not allowing anything, and things open up here for a big play for Colorado.
And we talked about it, Cincinnati almost locking up the 3 seed. Colorado here currently sits at 2-5, 0 conference wins. Sanders takes the snap, finds his man over the middle. Jordan Tank with 6-yard reception, sets up 2nd and 4. Would getting their first conference win tonight against the top 3 team in the conference bode well for them against the voters, Cooksey?
Well, I definitely think that it would. I mean, it shows that you can handle bigger opponents.
Taylor James with the 6-yard run on the toss. And we know that this Colorado offense is, like you said at the beginning of the game, driven by Sky Sanders. But Taylor James out of the backfield. If he gets moving tonight, Cincinnati could be in for a long day. Sanders takes the snap, finds his man over the middle. Daniel Blackman for 5 yards, sets up 2nd and 5.
I mean, he's going to have to get physical here when he gets the football and really power his way through this defensive line, because Cincinnati's defensive line has been very physical, and they've brought the fight to the offensive line for Colorado. So somebody's going to have to match that intensity.
And Taylor James gets 4 yards on 2nd down to set up a 3rd and 1. And if he can rack off 4 yards every carry, Colorado's going to be looking good. 2 tight ends to the bottom, 2 receivers to the top. Sanders calling his audibles. Takes the snap, screen pass to James. He catches the ball. Can he get to where he needs to get? Broken tackle, brought down in the backfield. 4th and 3 coming up.
Another example of just the play getting blown up. I mean, Keiko Rivers right in Sanders' face, basically.
Yeah, and if you're Colorado, take your 3 here. We saw Cincinnati miss their field goal on their first drive, but this is an opportunity for you to get some points early and get a little bit of momentum. As the kick is up and good. Jason Foote with the field goal to give Colorado the lead. If you're Cincinnati, what do you want to see to get this offense moving?
Well, I mean, I want to see another big hit from the quarterback, like what they had with Aloysius Jeffries earlier.
Yeah, Aloysius Jeffries is obviously a deep threat every time he's on the field, but you can't forget Ahmad Williams. You can't forget Kendrick Singleton. There's a lot of guys on this offense, and I can't name them all. Ren Chucky too. I mean, there's just so many guys that St. Major can get the ball to and get this offense going. Three receivers to the bottom, tight end in motion. Major in the backfield. Takes the snap. He's looking, getting pressured. Finds his man over the middle in traffic. Ahmad Williams just mentioned his first catch of the day. 2nd and 4 coming up.
Yeah, and St. Major Willie's shown some good patience tonight. He's been rewarded for it.
Trips a bunch to the top of the screen. Major under center. Hands the ball off. Mucci for 4 yards. Gets up to 3rd and inches.
Cincinnati doing a good job trying to wear out that front line, front defensive front of Colorado, trying to play some power football.
2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Play action. Major finds his man over the middle. Caught. First down. Aloysius Jeffries.
Which is one of your best playmakers, letting him make plays for you.
2 receivers, 2 tight ends set. 1 receiver top, 1 receiver bottom. Major under center. Takes the snap. Finds his tight end in the flat. Cutting upfield. Lowering his shoulder. Patrick Sullivan for 7 yards. 2nd and 3.
Great job by Colorado, not letting him cross over that first down marker.
3 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Major in the backfield. Play action. Read option. Major met in the backfield. 2-yard loss. Sets up a 3rd and 6.
A terrible job done there by Cincinnati's offensive line. Is again, I think Rui Lang able to get back there in that backfield along with one of the defensive backs, and they shut that play down.
Empty set. Major finds his man over the middle. Ryan Campbell for 12 yards. Yeah, on that read option, it was Zeus Banks on the initial contact and Jules Sanders. She finished up the tackle, but chains move for Cincinnati. Colorado's got 4 down linemen. Cincinnati, empty set, tight end bottom of the screen. Major under center. Takes the snap. He's looking. He's getting pressure. Finds his man over the middle. Caught and brought down. Ahmad Williams for 9 yards. 2nd and short.
Yeah, a nice comeback route run there by Williams, being able to get into space where nobody else was.
3 receivers to the bottom. Mucci flanking Major to his left. Major takes the snap. He's looking, fires it downfield, had a man, and overthrew. It was tight coverage by the defender. Tough throw for St. Major.
Yeah, I think he was just a little too excited and put a little too much mustard on it.
2 tight ends to the top. Fullback motion. Major under center. Hands the ball off to Mucci. Mucci breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and is brought down, but enough for a first down. Bearcats.
Yep, I like the idea there on 3rd and 1, making it a power situation and really attacking that defensive front that's been so strong of Colorado.
Major under center. Hands off to his running back again. Missed tackle. Pushed out of bounds. Mucci for 11 yards. Yeah, there's no reason to make it complicated on 3rd and 1. Just go get what you need.
Absolutely. And there on that run, we see a better job of some blocking done.
2 tight ends set. Colorado walking both safeties down, expecting pressure. St. Major, play action, steps up, finds his tight end. 2 yards for Patrick Sullivan, sets up 2nd and 8.
They didn't get many yards, but these little screens and little short dink and dunk passes have been effective this drive, at least for Cincinnati.
Major under center, finds his man wide open. Ren Chucky for 7 yards, I believe. His 2nd catch of the day, sets up a 3rd and short.
Yeah, it's a nice athletic catch because Randall Woods was right there, and he easily could have either picked it or knocked the ball away from him.
2 receivers to the bottom, to the top. Major, play action, fires over the middle, finds his man, landslide, 6 yard, touchdown. Bearcats up early.
Very methodical drive by Cincinnati. They're playing some power football and letting the passing game open up for them.
Yeah, and we saw it from Cincinnati on their first drive. They settled for a long field goal, and it was missed. They didn't want to do that here. Major guides them into the end zone, and St. Major is having himself one heck of a season. He's averaging almost 450 yards a game, which is 4th most in the CFSL. Given the weapons that he has, it makes sense, but it's still impressive nonetheless.
Oh, absolutely, and that just shows his playmaking ability and the arm accuracy that he has.
Kickoff fielded at the 5. Cutting up the middle, brought down Adrian Jordan III for near 20 yards, sets up Colorado. Now, if you're Cincinnati defense, you've gotten to Sky Sanders early. You've done a decent job holding him up. What do you want to see?
I want to see them continue to bring their intensity and their fire. They've done a great job putting Sky Sanders under pressure, and it's affected the whole offense.
Sanders in a full house formation, hands off to James. James lowers his shoulder, 6-yard run, 2nd and 4.
And I said earlier that James was going to have to start getting physical with Cincinnati's defensive front, and that's exactly what he's done.
Offset eye, Sanders under center, calls his audibles. Hands off to James. James met in the backfield, broken tackle, another 6 yards, first down. Twitch update for y'all. 20-yard touchdown pass to Trinell Scott for Syracuse to take a 7-0 lead on Penn State. 1:12 left in the first. Syracuse coming out early. Taylor James, another 5 yards. Yeah, if you're Colorado, if Taylor James is going to get you 4 yards, 5-6 yards a carry, there's no reason to not give him the ball.
No, absolutely, especially if it's weakening Cincinnati defensively.
Two receivers to the top. Sanders, play action, rolls right, finds his man over the middle, and it is dropped. I believe that was Marcus Towns on the drop, and that is the end of one. Cincinnati leads 7-3 over Colorado. You are watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube. Don't go anywhere. Start of the second quarter. Get those twos up in chat, boys and girls. 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Sanders in the shotgun. Pump fake, takes the snap, fires it downfield, and it is caught by Bruno Bones. A little bit of a floater there by Sanders, but right into the breadbasket.
I was going to say, I do not love that throw, and that the defender had a chance to have a play in the ball, but Bones comes up with it.
Yeah, that was a pass that Sanders threw where only Bones could catch it, and it was just those floaters, like you said, those are the ones that often get intercepted, and they're dangerous, but they're so pretty when they work.
And that was one of those cases.
Sanders under center, takes a snap, fires it downfield, has a man on a drag route, has a blocker, stiff arm. Jordan Tank showing his muscles, 14-yard first down. Offset eye, Sanders under center, tight end, bottom of the screen. Motion the tight end to the top. Sanders calling his audibles. Takes the snap, immediately fires into double coverage, and Noah Johnson with the deflection. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, you got to do better than that. If you're Sky Sanders, you can't throw a ball into a double coverage situation.
I formation, 2 tight ends. Sanders takes the snap, hands off to James. James met immediately in the backfield. Will Davis with the TFL sets up a 3rd and 12.
Yeah, I mean, again, this Cincinnati defense has come ready to fight tonight, and I believe Sky Sanders and Taylor James are going to have a fight on their hands.
3 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Sanders takes a snap, screen pass to Taylor James. James has blockers, missed shoestring tackle, 5-yard gain, but it is going to be another field goal attempt for Colorado. And the kick is up, and it is missed. I believe, did he cut it too hard? I got a bad angle. Yeah, he cut it way too hard, wide left, and that is a missed opportunity for Colorado.
Yeah, you can't have miscues, that's for sure.
Trips bunch to the bottom of the screen. Major under center, takes the snap, fires it, has a man, drop. Good play by the Colorado defender to force that incompletion.
Yeah, nice physical play on the part of Corey Holiday.
Yeah, Corey Holiday broke on that ball and forced it out. 2 backs flanking Major either side, 2 receivers to the bottom, play action. Major's looking, he's stepping out right, fires it back left into traffic, and it is intercepted. House call for Colorado. Touchdown, Buffalo.
I'm not sure what St. Major was thinking there. Terrible read, terrible play.
Yeah, Jaden Nichols that was all on Major. He's stepping out to his right, fires it back left into traffic. Jaden Nichols said, "Thank you, sir." And Colorado with the defensive score early to take the lead back. Cincinnati fields it at the 5, 20, 25, gets out to about the 30. Noah Johnson sets up the Bearcats offense. And a little bit of a game summary right now. Cincinnati, their total yards, like their offense has done really well. But you have a pick six and you have a missed field goal. It's just missed opportunities so far.
Yeah, I mean, Colorado, it was right there. They make the most of it.
As Major finds Chucky for 2 yards. But you got to clean these up if you're Cincinnati. You cannot walk out of here with a loss simply because of missed opportunities. Major, under center, play action, finds a man into coverage, and it is broken up again. His receiver's going to have words with him.
Yeah, there's not been some smart throws here recently by St. Major. He needs somebody to be in his ear.
The receivers to the top. Major finds his man over the middle. Ahmad Williams for 6 yards, but it is not enough to convert to a first down. Cincinnati will be punting. And the punt is away, fielded by Colorado near the 20-yard line. Pancake one on the return. He's got some blockers as Ladarius Byrd sets up the Colorado offense in good field position.
So I'd say right now that Cincinnati's in a pretty precarious situation because they're not playing well on offense. You've got Colorado starting to cling to life on both sides of the football. And then you've got the crowd starting to get heated up and getting into it, and that means a lot in college football.
Sanders, empty set, takes the snap, looking, fires it down to the bottom of the screen, has a man, cuts back inside, cuts back outside, had some blockers. Marcus Towns with 20 as beat it down, and chat says he threw a touchdown. Well, young man, it was to the wrong team. It doesn't count.
Well, I mean, if that's what you say, beat it down, then I'll take your word for it.
I mean, if that was the case, we're breaking touchdown records every year. As Marcus Towns with a little bit of fancy footwork to get up to near 20 yards. I feel like if you're Colorado, you need a touchdown here. The only touchdown you do have is from defense. You want to see some success on the offensive side of the ball to get more confidence. Sanders.
Yeah, I mean, if Taylor James keeps this up for his team, they're going to be able to break through.
Yeah, if you're Colorado, it needs to be James. It needs to be smart passes by Sanders and maintain the lead. Cincinnati's walking down the safety. James met in the backfield by the safety.
Yeah, I mean, just every time it looks like maybe Taylor James is broken, the Colorado's offense is broken through, and that's about the time Cincinnati steps up and makes a big play on defense.
Sky Sanders finds his man over the middle, lowers his shoulder. Brock Rose for 8 yards. First down, Colorado. Two receivers to the top, two to the bottom. Sanders in the shotgun, motions the tight end. He's looking, fires it downfield, and just fires it out of bounds. Doesn't want to force a turnover.
A great job on coverage there by Cincinnati, not giving up a big play and forcing Sky Sanders to have to eat it a little bit.
Sanders takes the snap, hands off to James. James, one broken tackle, gets 7 yards, 3rd and 3 coming up.
That makes it 3rd and 3.
Two tight ends set. James solo back behind Sanders. Sanders under center. Takes the snap, hands off to James. James has some blockers, gets near the 10-yard line, 11 yards, first down. Sanders in the shotgun, full house formation. We love seeing it. And a little bit of a triple option. Reed first, met in the backfield. 3-yard loss, 2nd and 13 coming up.
Yeah, but too bad that got backed up because this has been a pretty good drive for Colorado.
Yeah, if you're Colorado, this has been the exact offensive drive that you want to see. Try not to get behind the chains too much. Get about half back of what you missed. Two tight ends. Sanders under center. Fires or tries to fire, but he is met immediately by J.J. Stroud. His second sack.
Yeah, I mean, Cincinnati just being kind of strong here not breaking at all here on the defense, and they work Colorado into an undesirable third down.
Moochie in chat, he's sweating even with the AC on. Buddy, I remember my first game was maybe against Michigan State this year. I was yelling at the TV like the Cowboys were on. Sanders in the shotgun, screen pass to Taylor James, finds his man, doesn't have the blockers to get there, cannot get there. 4th and 9 coming up.
Well, I was just going to pose the question to Moochie if he's sure he's not sick. That sounds like somebody that has a fever to me.
Well, he may be quote-unquote sick to his stomach at the end of this game. Hopefully Cincinnati can turn it around the last 4 minutes to see if they can get the lead back by the first half. But if you're Colorado, you've done what you needed to do on defense. You've contained the Cincinnati offense. You're not going to stop them. All you can do is contain them. What do you want to keep seeing, or what do you want to see differently from Colorado here? Ooh, a face mask penalty. I thought it was clipping. But face mask gives Cincinnati another 15 yards, gives them good field position.
I just want to see them continue to be aggressive, because that's what's working for them right now.
Empty formation, Major in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the top, 3 to the bottom, takes the snap. He's looking. Cut block by his offensive lineman, finds a man on the drag route. Ryan Campbell for 8 yards, 2nd and 2 coming up.
Nice game tackle. There were, 4 or 5 defenders on the part of Colorado there, making sure that they could bring them down.
3 receivers bunched to the top. Moochie in the backfield. Major under center. Takes the snap. Immediately fires. Finds his man. Losing yards. Go down. And he loses all of what he got on that first play. Ryan Campbell, 8-yard loss.
Yeah, I mean, as long as Colorado's going to continue to bring it like this, they're going to have an opportunity here to force Cincinnati into something that could be a real backbreaker.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Colorado, you're keeping them behind the chains. You just got to get off the field here. This will be huge momentum for their defense. 3 receivers to the bottom, 2 to the top. Major takes the snap. He's looking. He fires it downfield. Has a man coming back for the ball, and he cannot get there. Needed 9. He got 9, but he's still short. 4th and 1 coming up for Cincinnati.
Well, Beat It Down is bringing up Aloysius Jeffries. I mean, they've kind of gotten away from him, and I wonder if that's why Cincinnati's all out of sync right now on offense, because they don't have one of the big playmakers setting a tone for them.
Yeah, the Cincinnati offense is humming when St. Major is spreading the ball around to Williams, Jeffries, and Chucky, but he's just not getting it done right now. 2 backs flanking Sanders either side, 2 receivers to the top, or bottom, 1 to the top, fires it to the top, out of bounds, not really sure what the plan was there.
I think it's a lack of communication. Sanders not really in sync with what his wide receiver was going to do.
2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Sanders hands off to James. James has blockers running right, stiff arm. Got 9 of the 10 he needed. 3rd and 1. Sanders takes the snap, hands it to James. James met at the line of scrimmage, fights for 2 yards, 1st down, Colorado.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that you were going to see a big run here at some point before this game is over on the part of James, with the way he's really powering his way through this defense.
And Sanders on the keep, or Taylor James gets the ball, 16 yards, 1st down. Move the chains, Colorado.
I mean, it's starting to come here. If I can use a little bit of a weird analogy and go back to the very first Creed movie, there's a quote by Sylvester Stallone talking to Adonis Creed at the end of the movie, where he tells him that if you keep bringing it to Ricky Conlon with everything that you can, eventually his head will fall. And that's kind of what's happening here on offense for Colorado. To keep bringing the fight to Cincinnati, and eventually something big is going to break open and they're going to fall.
Yeah, Taylor James is the guy that you can just keep handing it off to, and he'll get you 3, 4, 5 yards, and he'll keep the ball moving. Sanders finds his man. Near broken tackle. Brock Rose for 7 yards, 2nd and 3 coming up.
I'm sorry, Semi-Rage. Go ahead and watch it, though. It's a great movie.
But Rage hasn't watched Creed yet. Man, the Creed movies are great. Sanders finds his man near the 10-yard line as Buddy could be wrong either way. 16 yards near the 10-yard line. Sanders pitch to James. James has no blockers. 2-yard loss. Timeout Colorado. 2nd and 12. 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Sanders in the pistol with James. Motions the tight end. Hands it off to James up the middle, or not James, Harold Myers, excuse me. I believe that is a walk-on. We love a little bit of walk-on love. Hashtag Harold Myers. 2 tight ends to the top. Sanders calling his audibles, motions the tight end. Takes the snap. He's looking, fires into the end zone, into coverage, and it is intercepted by Cincinnati, and they're finding blockers. Turnover for Colorado. That is not what you needed. Ziggy Zielinski with the interception, his first of the night.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get why you don't use Taylor James a little bit more than what they did there in those last few plays. I mean, James was doing big things for you. Start having some success in the passing game. Went to the well a little one too many times.
And Lance lied with the catch for 0 yards. We're in a little bit of a safety watch, Cooksey. We're at the 10-yard line, so a big sack could force it. And St. Major's coming out, empty set, takes the snap. He's looking, fires it over the middle, finds his man, ran Chucky for 9 yards, sets up a 3rd and 2.
He's been kind of busy tonight, and he pushes the ball forward a little bit.
2 tight ends, I formation for Cincinnati. St. Major under center. Takes the snap, hands it off to Mucci. Does he get there? He does. Needed 2, got 3, first down, Cincinnati. 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Major in the shotgun, Mucci flanking to the right. Takes the snap, screen pass, and just airmails it out of bounds. Feels like Cincinnati's just sending it into halftime with this one.
Yeah, and I think that's a little unfortunate because last game we saw Baylor kind of push West Virginia back and get their offensive ball back, and they scored a touchdown. We would have thought maybe Cincinnati would try to go a little bit more aggressive because you've got 2 timeouts. We had time to make something big happen.
And that is going to do it for the first half. Colorado leads number 12 Cincinnati 13-7. You are watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube. Don't go anywhere. Cooksey, what did we just see from Colorado?
Just some physical smash mouth football. But I'm going to respond to something here. Timeouts are overrated. Well, I mean, sometimes the clock can be your friend, and when you learn to manage it well, you can get a score that you really need. So I don't know if I agree with that or not. Beat it down.
Yeah, if you could, like you said, learn to manage the clock at the end of half, as we're seeing some defensive highlights here, you could really start turning in a couple of extra drives for you that could be points. They don't have to always be touchdowns. This is just this is only a 6-point game. And we know Cincinnati has the missed field goal already. You chalk that one up. Let's say they make it. Then you go for it at the end of the half. Maybe this is a tie game. And turnovers are in favor of Colorado. Colorado has forced 2. Cincinnati is losing the time of possession. Colorado's winning the passing, winning the rushing. I mean, this is a really close game. We're being blessed with some close games tonight on YouTube.
Yes, we are. They've been very entertaining, and they've been kind of unique. Kate, I don't know that we've called, or at least myself, have called a game that's been, this, where one team is dominated defensively like this before.
It's always refreshing to watch a defensive dominating performance. And it's not to say that Cincinnati's just getting blown out in this game. This is just a defensive game, period. As Colorado on the return gets set up near the 40 with Jaden Nichols. He's doing his most. 2 tight ends to the top, 2 receivers to the bottom. Sanders in the shotgun. May have gotten the lineman to jump, handed off to James. James down the sideline. He's got blockers to the 30. 1 man to beat. Brought down in the red zone. First down, Colorado.
And what did I tell you about keeping going to Taylor James and letting him be physical? It broke up in something big, and Colorado's got a chance to go up big here right away.
And we have another Twitch update, a 33-yard touchdown pass to DeMello Washington for Penn State as they take a 10-7 lead, 52 seconds, with 52 seconds in the first half. Another defensive battle. Sanders takes the snap, finds his man in the flat. Bruno Bones lowers his shoulder for 7 yards, second down. 2 tight ends set, 1 receiver top, 1 receiver bottom. Sanders under center, motions the tight end. Hands off to James on the counter. James has blockers, but he is met at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 3.
And if Cincinnati's going to have to dial up a play here, they've been doing it all night long. Now is not the time to give up a potentially back-breaking score.
2 receivers top, 2 receivers bottom. Sanders fires over the middle, finds his man, and it is caught for the first down. Daniel Blackman, his second catch of the day. 3 yards to tell Pager.
Big catch.
2 tight ends to the bottom, 2 receivers to the top. Sanders in the shotgun, takes the snap. He's looking, stepping to the right, fires over the middle, and fires it out of the back of the end zone, avoiding the turnover. Cincinnati coming out with a heavy run-stopping set, and Colorado in the empty formation. QB draw by Sanders. He didn't have the blockers to get there. Cincinnati standing tall, 3rd and goal.
I like Sanders, though, being aggressive right there and trying to chip in and do something on his own. I think that was actually a good idea.
2 tight ends to the top, 2 receivers to the bottom. Sanders hands off to James on the counter. James lowers his shoulder. Touchdown, Colorado, as they push the lead to 13.
You couldn't start off any better than that if you're Colorado, and now you really kind of set a tone, I think, here for the rest of this half.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. You couldn't have asked for a better start if you're Colorado. That was a perfect drive, extended to a 2-touchdown lead. Colorado has an outside chance at playoffs. They're going to need some love from the vote-in. They're not going to get a top 3 seed unless by some off chance, hashtag announcers curse, announcers jinx, whatever you want to call it. Unless by some chance Colorado wins by 45 or 50, like mercy Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati's got the number 3 seed locked up as Aloysius Jeffries with 28 on the return. But if you're Colorado, you're playing very well right now. You're giving the voters a lot to think about by beating a top 15 team.
Yeah, I mean, if you take care of your business like this and you make, a top 10, 15 team look really bad, I mean, you can definitely make a case for them.
As Major under center hands the ball to Mucci. Mucci's got blockers, wiggling his feet, stiff arm, 36 yards into Colorado territory. The run games have woken up.
Yeah, a great start right there to this drive by Cincinnati. You're not making errant passes. You're not throwing an interception. You're getting a lot of yards, and that's great.
Yeah, I mean, that is exactly what you want to do. Not necessarily just get the run game going, but move the ball. Major under center, offset eye. Calling his audibles, looking around, taking his time. Drops back. He's looking, fires it over the middle, finds his man, and it is knocked out again by the Colorado defenders.
Yeah, I mean, throw was kind of behind him, and that was not a really great throw.
2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Major takes the snap. He's looking, fires it over the middle, finds his man, and it is Ryan Campbell for 6 yards, 3rd and 4 coming up.
And Colorado just making a commitment to these gang stops and really keeping Cincinnati from crossing the first down marker easily.
Empty set. Major takes the snap, fires over the middle, finds his man, ran Chucky for 7 yards, moved the chains, Bearcats.
Chucky's done a lot of dirty work tonight in there. That was not easy, but he gives Cincinnati a first down.
Yeah, Cincinnati struggled for all of the yards they've gotten tonight. Major's got 19 completions, but he's not even at 150 passing yards. Offset eye, Major under center, takes a snap, hands off to Chucky. Mucci lowers his shoulder for 2nd and 7. I apologize for messing up the names. Mucci, Chucky, y'all sound very similar in my mind. Major, shotgun, empty set, takes the snap. He's looking, fires it into the end zone, into coverage. Demetrius James with the deflection. That was a poor decision by St. Major.
Yeah, I mean, he's had on the exception of one instance, he's had trouble throwing the deep ball tonight.
Three receivers to the top. Major takes the snap, stepping right, and he is brought down. Colorado, Rui Lang, with his first sack and third TFL of the night, sets up Cincinnati for a would-be field goal.
Yeah, Rui Lang has been an absolute pest tonight, hasn't he? I mean, he came to play and to make a difference, and he's made a huge difference on defense for Colorado.
And the question is, you know what? I'll ask it in just a sec. Give me 5 seconds. As the kick is up and good, I didn't want to be accused of announcer jinx, so I was asking, would Cincinnati go for it due to the missed field goal earlier? You can't blame me because I didn't say it. The field goal was made. Don't come at me. 10-point game. Cincinnati trails 10-20. If you're Colorado, Taylor James has just gotten his fourth 100 rushing yard performance of the season. It makes sense to just keep giving him the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that it could go into closeout mode, but you definitely try and pick up big chunks of yardage and get as much time as you can off this clock.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 2 tight ends to the bottom, 2 receivers to the top. Sanders in the shotgun takes the snap. Screen pass to Taylor James, and Cincinnati was all over that. 2nd and 14.
Cincinnati is going to do their best here on defense to shut down and make this a short drive so that they can get the ball back into the hands of their quarterback.
Colorado, 2 receivers to the top. Offset high. Sanders under center. Motions the tight end out. Takes the snap. Hands off to James on a delayed draw. The delayed draws and screen passes are just absolute killers for momentum. You see it here. It is now 3rd and 17 for Colorado.
I mean, especially when the opponent's defense is starting to key in and figure out that you're going to run the ball. And I mean, Colorado's offense just a little too predictable this drive.
And Sanders with the screen again to Taylor James. You just go ahead and punt that ball away. You didn't want anything with that drive.
And this is why Cincinnati's decision to go for a field goal, just get points on the board, was a good decision, because at some point you have to start cutting in and shortening the lead of your opponent, and that give your offense an opportunity to get you even closer, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, still a quarter and a half left as Noah Johnson gets Cincinnati into plus territory. There's still a quarter and a half left. Like, 10 points is nothing. Go and get a touchdown here. Go and get a field goal here. You're already nearly in field goal range. Probably another 10 yards and you're there. Major in the shotgun takes the snap, fires it down to the bottom of the screen, finds Ren Chucky for 3 yards, 2nd and 7.
Well, and the other thing about that is your defense is playing well and giving your offense chances. So you've got to have some belief in your defense and picking you up where your offense is struggling.
Motion the tight end to the top. Major under center takes the snap, 3-step drop. He's looking, rolling, and he is brought down again. Colorado, Hannibal record, his first sack of the night, 3rd and 10.
Yeah, and I mean, the defensive line has just been too much for Cincinnati's offensive line, and that could be the difference here as we get even later into this game, Cade.
3rd and 10 coming up for Cincinnati. 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Major in the shotgun takes the snap. Screen pass to Mucci. Mucci catches the ball. Can he get there? He can't. 4th and 6. Does Cincinnati go for it? And they do.
They're going to.
I don't hate this call. I mean, you're in no man's land. A punt's almost certainly going to go into the end zone. Major drops back, takes a snap. He's looking, fires it downfield. He has a man wide open. Touchdown. Ren Chucky and the Bearcats have closed the gap.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. You go ahead and you take a shot on 4th down, and it's like you said, Cade, a punt, it's probably just going to go into the end zone, and then you give Colorado a chance to drive the football and possibly score again, and you walk away with nothing. So great a great aggressive play call right there. And again, you shorten the lead here, and you're going to make Colorado work. So, I mean, everything about that call was right.
Yeah, and Skylar says it in chat over the walk-on. It's just a little bit of a bad break to, one, not only have Ren Chucky matched up against two linebackers, but one of them being a walk-on, almost a bust in coverage. That was almost too easy for Cincinnati. The two receivers to the bottom, tight end to the top, offset eye. Sanders, play action, fires it downfield, in and out of the hands, broken up by Cincinnati.
Yeah. Again, Cincinnati's defense starting to get some confidence here. They know that they've had a lot of success since halftime shutting Colorado down, and you can see that they're starting to make plays again.
I mean, Colorado's really gotten it going through Taylor James, and Cincinnati's defense is starting to sell out on it. And I see in chat, Beat It Down and Moochie debating over who I belong to. You know what? There's enough of me to go around, so I love you both.
They need to share.
They need to share. Sanders in the shotgun, finds his man on the screen. Taylor James is not going to get there. 2-yard loss, and Cincinnati is coming back out on offense.
Yep, I mean, the defense has taken over here in the second half, and they're really doing a great job giving their offense opportunities to get back into this game and chip away at this lead.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Colorado, you just feel a little disappointed with how things have gone. The offense is just overall stalled. It hasn't been fantastic today, but Taylor James has been fantastic. You need more from the other weapons. Another Twitch update, 2-yard touchdown run for Curtis Archer as Penn State goes up 17-13 with 4:57 left in the third quarter. We got some defense tonight for these late games.
Yes, we do. It's enjoyable to watch.
Major under center, hands the ball to Moochie. Moochie, his blockers didn't want to block for him. Moochie gets 1 yard, 2nd and 9.
Yeah, I mean, Cincinnati can't afford to let their playmakers down, and that's exactly what their offensive line did.
As our associate producer says, my newlywed wife is going to scrap y'all for him. Yeah, my wife will. She's very territorial, and I love her for it. It's fantastic. As Moochie gets 5 yards, sets up a 3rd and 5. I almost feel like this is another 4th down territory. You're kind of in no man's land. So long as Cincinnati doesn't go backwards, they could go for it if they don't get it here. Major takes the snap, fires it downfield, has a man, and it is in and out of the hands. A would-be walk-in touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, right idea, wrong result. And I don't know. Okay, I don't think that you can go for it right here if you're Cincinnati, because you're giving up field position. And for as good as your defense has been, and stellar as they've been coming out of halftime, I mean, with Taylor James playing the way that he does, you've got to kind of talk this away and trust your defense to hold Colorado back here like it is.
Yeah, you got to trust your defense. They've done a great job this second half as Sanders under center play action fires to James out of the backfield, and it is dropped, broken up. But I'm a firm believer that punters are not people and that you always go for it on 4th down. But I understand the reason to play defense. Cincinnati's done a great job this second half. Sanders takes the snap, triple option. Read option wasn't there. Taylor James was brought down, and Sky Sanders only brought down for 1 yard gain, sets up a 3rd and long.
Well, and again, this could really be a thing, too. Should you be able to take the lead back over, you're turning your defense in here for a possible Dark Horse championship run, instilling some confidence in themselves. That's why I kind of like the idea of giving the football back.
And Sanders took an absolute airmail shot and had a chance for his guy to catch it, but incomplete, hits the grass. Another punt is coming up. Cincinnati proving that going forward on 4th down would have been the wrong decision. They're going to get the ball back. As Aloysius Jeffries is on the punt return. I believe that's his first punt return of the night. Sets up Cincinnati just outside of the 50. They're in really good field position, but you feel like you can't afford to punt it again. Go ahead and capitalize. Major drops back, hits his man in the numbers, and it is just dropped Ren Chucky with the drop.
Yeah, I mean, at some point you do have to take some risks here, and believe it or not, it is getting late. So, I mean, you got to try to make something happen.
Major drops back, fires it into the stands, doesn't want another interception. 3rd and 10, living to play another day.
Well, yes, but you had a guy open right by the sidelines that you could have certainly hit.
Major in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the bottom. Major, almost instant pressure by Noah Cassius with the sack. What a play by the D tackle.
Yeah, then, I mean, again, Colorado using the weakness of Cincinnati's offensive line as their strength right now. It's really working for them.
And more importantly, Colorado is going to get this ball back with much better field position than they've had. They've been in the shadow of their own end zone a lot, and with a halfway decent return, which Darius Byrd does, they're almost to the 30-yard line. This is something that they can work with.
Oh, absolutely, especially when you've got a generational talent at running back who can pick up chunks and chunks of yards for you.
Sanders under center, delayed draw to James, as you said. James breaking a tackle, 8 yards, near a first down.
Yeah, just kind of keep it in the hands of your big man here.
2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Sanders under center. Hands off to James again. James breaks a tackle, gets enough for a first down. And we have another Twitch update, a 3-yard touchdown for William Avery as Syracuse retakes the lead with 20-17 with just over 2.5 left in the third. James lowers his shoulder, gets another 7, 2nd and 3. This is exactly what Colorado needs this is exactly what Colorado needs to see from Taylor James. He should be getting the ball almost every play, and that will do it for the third quarter. We got a barn burner here. Colorado leads 20-17. You are watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube. Don't go anywhere. We got another 8 minutes to play. Start of the fourth quarter. Colorado has the ball, and they are moving near the midfield. Get those 4s up in chat. There's only 2 right now. Sanders, read option, keeps it. He's running, cuts up field, and he is brought down. Probably should have been a horse collar, but it's a first down, Colorado.
You're starting to see a little bit of wear on this Cincinnati defense that has played so hard here in the second half.
Offset eye, Sanders under center, hands off to James. James up the gut, 8 yards, 2nd and 2.
Yeah, that's kind of a way to rip your heart for him to rip Cincinnati's heart out here, especially if Colorado gets a score.
2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Sanders in the pistol with James. Hands off to James. James met near the line of scrimmage, and he is brought down for a 1-yard loss. 3rd and 3.
That makes it 3rd and 3.
Well, I mean, I think that this is crucial right here, Kate, if you're Colorado, to keep this game going, or to keep this drive going. And yes, it's true that Cincinnati's defense keeps setting up things nicely for their offense, and their offense just is not giving them anything, but that's not going to continue, you would think.
Sanders on the play action finds Barrett Steele to set up 4th and 2. Do you go for it if you're Colorado? You're a little bit in no man's land.
You know what? I'd like to see them try and, just kind of really keep their tempo going and putting pressure here on the Cincinnati defense. And
here comes the Colorado offense. 3 receivers to the top, or 2 tight end set, 2 receivers to the top. Sanders under center. 3-step drop. Looking. He has a man. Finds him in the slot, and it is dropped. Dropped on what would have been a first down. Marcus Towns with the incompletion. He heard footsteps.
Yeah, I was going to say he kind of had a guy in his face, but that's still a ball that's got to be caught.
Yeah, you can't afford to drop that there. You're going for it on 4th down. You got the yards that you need. Understand that you're going to take a hit and just bring it in. Major, 2 backs in the backfield with him. Shotgun, 2 receivers to the top. Calling his audibles. Takes the snap. He's looking. Fires it over the middle. Finds a man wide open. Stiff arm. Get off of me. Red Chucky down to the 40-yard line.
And Ren Chucky doing everything that he can to really create a spark here for this Cincinnati offense and get some continuity and offense in here into St. Major. They need a score here in the first play.
Yeah, and that play to Red Chucky sets them up near field goal range. I mean, they still got about 10, 15 yards to go, but they are well on their way to what should be a tying field goal or a go-ahead touchdown. Empty set, St. Major takes the snap, fires, finds his man on a slant. Aloysius Jeffries, 2nd and 2.
It's staying on schedule here and protecting this football. That's the key for Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's all about ball control right now for the Bearcats. 3 receivers to the bottom, 2 to the top. Major drops back, finds his man over the middle, and it is brought in by Ahmad Williams. Tough catch for 8 yards. First down, Cincinnati.
Yeah, great catch there by Williams, especially since there were 3 defenders in his territory.
And Cincinnati is knocking on the door of the red zone. 2 tight ends set, 1 receiver top, 1 receiver bottom. Major under center. Hands the ball off to Mucci. Mucci running right, has blockers, stiff arm, brought down for 5 yards, 2nd and 5.
And, it kind of seems here like the pendulum might be swinging back Cincinnati's way. They're starting to make plays and doing a great job taking time off this clock here.
Major finds his man over the middle, broken tackle. Ahmad Williams starting to make up for that drop touchdown, gets another first down.
I mean, he's made several plays here on the stripe and made tough catches, and he's making sure that he's going to make things up to his offense.
Mucci on the pitch, running right, met at the line of scrimmage, 1 yard loss. Colorado sought it out, 2nd and 11.
Got to try and find a way to get into the end zone here if you're Cincinnati. I'd say anything less than a touchdown would be unacceptable.
Offset eye, tied him to the bottom of the screen. 2 receivers to the top. Major under center, hands the ball off to Chucky. Mucci. Mucci's got blockers. Mucci 4 yards, sets up a 3rd and 7. God, I can't talk. 3 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Major in the shotgun, motion to tight end. Major takes the snap, fires it into the end zone, and it is dropped again. Another missed opportunity for Cincinnati.
Just a bad drop, and I don't blame that wide receiver for being frustrated.
What is going on right now with these Bearcat wide receivers? The field goal is up and good as Cincinnati ends up tying the game, but at that point, with that drop, that's a failed drive in my eyes. I'm disappointed because, again, it's a drop touchdown. Chucky had it and he just dropped it. As Colorado on the return gets a good return, but there is laundry on the field. And it is the dreaded clipping. Colorado will be going back a little bit, all the way to their own 14-yard line. Barrett Steele with the clipping.
Well, you could say, okay, it's something and that it's better than nothing, but the truth of the matter is if you have a chance to take over this football game, you got to do it, and they didn't do it. So, you can take your losses, I guess, but again, that's unacceptable not getting into the end zone if you're Cincinnati.
Yeah, that if I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm not okay with that outcome. Yes, we tied the game, but drops after drops, it's just missed opportunities. Sanders in the full house, read option, pitches it to James. James gets the first down, 3 yards, 1st and 10.
Do you think there's any chance we'd see some deja vu here, Cade?
What is it? The game earlier where it came down to the last second where the AI just didn't want to snap it. Sanders hands it off to James. James up the middle, breaking tackles. Taylor James another 20 yards. Cooksey, I hope not. I really hope not, because I think we were all sweating that game, the outcome of that game.
Yeah, and that's a lot of pressure to put a lot of people. But look at this run here by Taylor James. He's just really abusing this defense.
That's about as proper as a term as I would come up with too. I formation for Sanders, hands off to James again. It should be, and he fumbles the ball, recovered by Cincinnati, and he's still up. Number
Boy.
90, that is a walk-on with the fumble recovery. We need to see a replay. I don't know if he was down or if he wasn't. By that picture, I don't think he's down. That is a big play for Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, it's a drop at the very worst time. You've got time, a chance to take time off the clock and go on a game-winning drive and drop the ball. Not good.
As Major takes the snap and hands off to Mucci for 0 yards. I mean, Taylor James was in the midst of his second best, on his way to his best rushing performance of the season. But that is just an absolute heartbreaker for Colorado. Major in the shotgun, two to the top, two to the bottom. Bubble screen to the top, finds his man, and it is caught by Aloysius Jeffries, brought down for a 5-yard gain.
I like this. They're opening themselves up to taking a big shot if they want to, but they got to catch the football.
Empty set for Major, drops back. He's looking, fires it downfield, and it is just going to find some grass. Good stand by the Colorado defense after that Taylor James fumble.
Yeah, I mean, you wonder at this point if it's Colorado just playing great defense or if it's Cincinnati's offense just blowing it, because Cincinnati's defense has given them opportunity among opportunity here in the second half, and on the exception of once, they've got nothing out of their offense. I'm not sure which it is.
As we see the Taylor James highlights in the game that he's having, I think it's a little bit of both, Cooksey. I mean, Colorado's only a tie game right now because their defense has a pick six. It's also only a tie game because Cincinnati has at least 2 drop touchdowns. And I think it's a little bit of Cincinnati shooting themselves in the foot and the Colorado defense doing what they need to do. 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Sanders under center. James behind him. Hands off to James, right up the gut. James lowers the shoulders, 7 yards, 2nd and 3.
And that's great that they still have confidence in Taylor James. He's not going to make the same mistake twice. And right now it's a thing of it could be game time if you make that mistake again. So you got to really make sure you secure the football.
Yeah, I mean, it's trust in your generational talent running back, right? He's had a heck of a season, heck of a freshman season. He's currently at his best yardage total all year. I mean, he's the guy that should have the ball in his hands as they give it to him again. 189, almost 190 rushing yards for Taylor James. It's hard to think Colorado puts this ball in the air.
Yeah, and I mean, especially since James is getting it done right now, doing exactly what you want him to do.
Bunch trips to the top. Sanders under center. Hands off to James on the motion. James met in the backfield, loses a yard, 2nd and 11.
I mean, you want to keep the ball going forward here for Colorado. You can't have that.
And J.J. Stroud probably making a decent conversation for himself to be for Defensive Player of the Week. 5 tackles, 4 TFLs, and 2 sacks. Trips to the top. Sanders under center. Hands off to James again. Exact same play. Or not James. Harold Myers, exact same play as the one before. Gets the yard back, 3rd and 10.
Well, I mean, you've got to dial up a big play here because you're letting Cincinnati hang around when you should be trying to close the door here.
Sanders in the shotgun takes the snap. Corner blitz. He's got all day. Takes a deep shot into coverage, and Will Davis knocks it away. Cincinnati's going to be back on offense.
Yeah, I mean, just a bad throw there on the part of Sky Sanders, and you're giving Cincinnati an opportunity.
Yeah, I think you phrased it perfectly. You're kind of just letting Cincinnati hang around with Aloysius Jeffries, Ren Chucky, CeCe Mucci, Ahmad Williams. Like, you know what they have. You know who they are. This offense is so loaded. The fact that they've only scored 20 is a miracle, and you're just playing with fire the longer you let them hang around. Major, empty set, finds his man over the middle. Broken tackle, Ahmad Williams for 5 yards, 2nd and 5.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing of it is not all these guys are going to keep making mistakes. They're too good for that, and you're in a position now where it looks like you could very well get bitten in the behind here.
Exactly. I mean, it's the same way with Taylor James fumbling the ball for Colorado. He's not going to make that same mistake twice. Ahmad Williams is not going to drop the same touchdown he had again. Chucky's not going to drop it. Major fires it into the sidelines. That way he avoids turnover, 3rd and 5.
Hard to believe that not one of these generational talent receivers couldn't have gotten open when it really matters.
3 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Major takes the snap. Colorado bringing some pressure, getting off the blocks, finds his man, and it is knocked out. What a play by that safety.
Yeah. Big play when they really, really needed to have it by Hannibal Recker.
If that was Recker, then that would be a linebacker. But oh my goodness, what a hit! I mean, you're right. What a hit! Colorado on the return gets out to about the 35 with the Darius Byrd. Minute 44, all 3 timeouts, tie game. Does Colorado just keep giving it to Taylor James?
Well, I mean, I think you have to, and you've got to get yourself in the position to at least get a field goal here, because do you really want this game to go into overtime?
And Colorado ran a tunnel screen to the right, but goes back to Marcus Towns with a little bit of toe tapping to get 6 yards, 2nd and 4. 3 receivers to the top. Sanders takes the snap, fires it, finds his tight end, breaking tackles, lowers his shoulder into plus territory as Jordan Tank.
Yeah, the big play there, maybe game breaking. We'll see.
Sanders in the shotgun takes the snap. He's looking. He's got all day. He's getting pressured. Finds James out of the backfield. Lowers his shoulder. Breaks the tackle. First down, Taylor James. Colorado on the edge of field goal range.
Yeah, and you're seeing Colorado here, Taylor James and the other playmakers starting to get aggressive here and bring the fight to Cincinnati's defense. And Cincinnati's defense is not, it's played so well, I might mention, all night long. It's just not taking well to it. It's wearing them out.
Yeah, if you're Colorado now, and you're on the edge of field goal range, you can go back to Taylor James and just let him run the ball and kind of start bleeding this clock. 3 receivers to the top. Sanders drops back, finds Taylor James on the screen. James has blockers, and he just not really sure why he runs out of bounds. You kind of want the clock to start bleeding. 3 yards nonetheless, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, and I mean, you want to take time off of this clock, but if you're Cincinnati, you don't want to give up a first down here.
3 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Sanders in the shotgun, pressured, finds his man over the middle, broken tackle, touchdown, Brock Rose. Colorado takes the lead.
Wow, just great job by Colorado taking advantage of what their defense has given them, but their defense is going to have to come out here and get a stop, because there's plenty of time here for Cincinnati. They've got all of their timeouts. There's 56 seconds left. You got to keep your head into this game. You can't check out.
Yeah, absolutely. Cincinnati's offense is too high-powered with St. Major and these guys. 56 seconds and 3 timeouts is plenty of time to get into range to go ahead and score the tying touchdown. But you cannot afford to have the mistakes that you've had. I mean, be a goldfish. Goldfish have very short-term memories. Like, erase what has happened. Understand that this game is going to come down to one of these final drives as Noah Johnson sets them up with good field position near the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and this is a best-case scenario here from Cincinnati. You've got your offense full of playmakers, time on the clock, timeouts. I mean, here's your chance here.
3 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Major takes the snap. Colorado bringing a corner blitz. Major taking a deep shot downfield into coverage, and it is intercepted. What a play by Colorado and this defense to stand tall.
I mean, just a terrible play call from Cincinnati. You would have thought that they would have known that a shot right there, throwing the ball downfield, was not the right thing. And there you can see the head coach criticizing Major Saint there, and unfortunately for Cincinnati, this probably puts this away.
And expect a heavy dose of Taylor James, but Cincinnati's going to use their timeouts. A Twitch update, 5-yard touchdown run by Chase McDougal for Penn State as they take a 1-touchdown lead, 27-20 with just over 3 minutes left in the game. Sanders hands off to James, running left, and Taylor James with 9 yards. Cincinnati uses their second timeout. Under 40 seconds, 1 timeout left. Colorado can come out in the best formation in football, victory formation.
Yep, I mean, you walk off the field with your heads up here in a big win.
And even though it's a loss for Cincinnati, they will lock up the 3rd seed in the conference due to Baylor losing earlier. So it's not the taste that you want in your mouth if you're the Bearcats. Ideally, you would have liked to finish the season with a win, but you are guaranteed another game next week. And that's the most important thing. Colorado finishes their season with their first conference win 3-5, and they may have an outside shot at a vote in now. They're going to have something to give the voters to think about. Cooksey, wrap us up here.
Well, again, it's like you just said, Kate, if you're a voter, you've got Colorado on your mind. But I'm telling you, if you're Cincinnati, this is not a good week in practice or in prep because you've got concerns all the way around, and this is not the way you want to go into the playoffs.
No, absolutely not. And, Cincinnati, hopefully they can get the ship right for next week. But that is going to do it for us on YouTube tonight. Thank you to our executive producer, Mike Peters, our associate producer, Austin Crow, my broadcast partner, Cooksey. As always, it's a pleasure being with you in the booth. On behalf of our broadcast crew, I am Kay Padgett, and you have been watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube. Have a great night, everybody. We will see y'all tomorrow. We got some more matchups coming up.